Have you ever heard of a man who was undefeated in over 5,000 matches? A man whose strength was so legendary it bordered on myth. Today, we're diving into the incredible life of Gama Pahalwan, the Lion of Punjab, also known as Rustam-e Zaman, the champion of the era. This isn't just a story about wrestling. It's a story about unbreakable will, Herculean strength, and a spirit that refused to be pinned down. Our story begins on May 22, 1878, in the small village of Jabal in Punjab, British India. A boy named Mohammad Baksh Butt was born into a family where wrestling was more than just a sport, it was a way of life, a legacy passed down through generations of Kashmiri Muslim wrestlers. His father, Muhammad Baksh, was a celebrated wrestler himself. From the moment he was born, it seemed Gama was destined for the wrestling pit, the Akhara. But destiny often walks hand in hand with hardship. At the tender age of 6, tragedy struck. Gama's father passed away, leaving a void in the young boy's life. But the wrestling lineage was strong. His maternal grandfather, Nun Pahalwan, a formidable wrestler in his own right, took Gama under his wing. He began to shape the boy, not just physically but mentally, teaching him the discipline and dedication the sport demanded. After his grandfather's passing, Gama's training was taken over by his uncle, Ida Pahalwan, who continued to forge the boy into a future champion, instilling in him a warrior's spirit that would define his entire life. The world got its first glimpse of Gama's extraordinary potential when he was just 10 years old. The Maharaja of Jodhpur hosted a strongman competition, attracting over 400 of the strongest men from across the region. Among them was young Gama. What happened next was astonishing. The 10-year-old boy outlasted everyone. His stamina and raw strength were so immense that he remained one of the final 15 competitors. The Maharaja, stunned by this child's tenacity, declared him the winner. It was a sign of the greatness to come. This remarkable feat caught the eye of royalty. The Maharaja of Dachia took Gama under his patronage, recognizing that this boy was a once-in-a-generation talent. Under the Maharaja's support, Gama's training became the stuff of legends. His daily routine would make even the most dedicated modern athletes tremble. Imagine this: 5,000 squats, known as bouts, and 3,000 push-ups or dans every single day. And that was just the warm-up. He would then grapple with 40 of his fellow wrestlers in the Akhara, honing his technique and building his endurance. His diet was just as monumental. To fuel this incredible regimen, Gama reportedly consumed over 7.5 liters of milk, 6 whole chickens, and a specially prepared tonic made from crushed almonds. This combination of intense training and a high-protein diet sculpted him into a powerhouse of muscle and might, a true titan in the making. At 17, Gama was ready to challenge the best. And the best at that time was the undisputed Rustam-e Hind, the champion of India, Rahim Sultanawala. Rahim was a giant of a man, standing nearly 7 feet tall, with years of experience over the young challenger. Most people thought Gama stood no chance. The match was an epic battle of youth versus experience, David versus Goliath. For hours they wrestled, neither man able to gain the upper hand. While the bout eventually ended in a draw, the outcome was a victory for Gama. He had gone toe-to-toe with the champion and not been defeated. His name was now on everyone's lips. The wrestling world knew a new force had arrived. Over the next decade, Gama Pahalwan was simply unstoppable. He systematically defeated every top wrestler in India. His name became synonymous with victory. But India was not enough. In 1910, Gama set his sights on the world. He traveled to London to compete for a version of the World Heavyweight Championship. At first, Western promoters were skeptical. Standing at 5 feet 7 inches, Gama was much shorter than the heavyweight giants of the era. They initially denied him entry into the main tournament because of his height. But Gama was not a man to be dismissed. He issued an open challenge, claiming he could throw any 3 wrestlers of any weight class in under 30 minutes. The challenge was bold, almost arrogant, but it worked. His first opponent was the American champion, Benjamin Roller. Gama defeated him twice, pinning him in just under 2 minutes in the first bout and 9 minutes in the second. The world started to pay attention. Next came Stanislaus Zbyszko of Poland, one of the fiercest wrestlers of the time. Their first match went on for nearly 3 hours before being called a draw, though many felt Gama had dominated. The rematch was set, and this time, there was no question. The moment the bell rang, Gama was on Zbyszko like a lion, taking him down and pinning him in an unbelievable 21 seconds. Gama had done it. He was a world champion. He went on to defeat a string of international legends, including Maurice de Rias of France and Jesse Peterson of Sweden. He challenged the other great champions of the time, Frank Gotch, George Hackenschmidt, but they reportedly refused to face him. Gama had proven he was the best in the world. His final record? An almost unbelievable 5,000 matches with 0 defeats. After conquering the wrestling world, Gama returned to India as a national hero. He continued to compete, his dominance unchallenged. When he finally faced his old rival, Rahim Baksh Sultanewala, again, Gama emerged the clear victor, solidifying his claim to the title of Rustami Hind. He held this title for the rest of his career, a career that spanned nearly 50 years of absolute supremacy. Then, in 1947, history took a painful turn with the partition of India. Gama, a Muslim, chose to migrate to the newly formed nation of Pakistan, settling in Lahore. During the violent upheaval of partition, Gama, the wrestler, became a protector. He is said to have personally saved hundreds of Hindus from mob violence in his neighborhood, demonstrating that his strength was matched only by his compassion. Life in Pakistan, however, brought new struggles. Despite his legendary status, Gama faced severe financial hardship in his later years. The world of wrestling was changing, and the patronage system that had supported him was fading. The government and his admirers offered some support, but it was a difficult time for the aging champion. Though no longer in the ring, he never left the sport. He trained his nephews and other young wrestlers, passing on the wisdom he had accumulated over a lifetime of combat, ensuring his legacy would continue. Gama Pahalwan, the Great Gama, passed away on May 23, 1960, just one day after his 82nd birthday. He had battled chronic illness, including heart disease and asthma, in his final years. But a spirit like his never truly dies. His legacy is etched not just in the record books, but in the heart of wrestling itself. He is still remembered as Rustami Zaman, the champion of his era, a title that captures his timeless greatness. His discipline, his diet, his training methods, and his incredible unbeaten record continue to inspire athletes and martial artists all over the world. Gama Pahalwan's story is a powerful reminder that true greatness is not just about physical strength. It's about resilience in the face of tragedy, discipline in the pursuit of a goal, and the courage to challenge the world and win. From a young boy in a small village to an undefeated world champion, his life was a testament to the power of the human spirit. Thank you for joining us on this journey into the life of a true legend. If you were inspired by Gama's story, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more tales of incredible individuals who shaped our world. Let us know in the comments what you found most amazing about the Great Gama. Until next time, stay strong and keep fighting for your goals.